A recent ICE report has sent shockwaves through the nation. It reveals a chilling reality. 647,000 criminal illegal aliens are living freely in the United States. This staggering number, uncovered by acting ICE Director Patrick Lechleitner, exposes a serious threat to public safety. The report details how these individuals with criminal charges or convictions are putting American communities at risk. This crisis demands immediate attention and action. Of the 647,000 identified, 425,000 have already been convicted of crimes. The remaining 222,000 have charges pending. These figures represent a threefold increase since 2020. The number of illegal aliens on ICE's non-detained docket has skyrocketed to 7.4 million this fiscal year. The Remain in Mexico policy, which effectively deterred illegal crossings, has been scrapped. Construction of the border wall, a vital barrier against illegal entry, has been halted. These reckless policies by the Biden-Harris administration have fueled the crisis, jeopardizing the safety and security of American citizens. It's a clear and present danger to our communities, our families, and our way of life. The Biden administration's open border agenda has turned a blind eye to this threat, prioritizing illegal aliens over the well-being of American citizens. We need secure borders, strong enforcement, and a return to the rule of law. Secure the border with the military to stop this invasion and authorize lethal force. The ICE report doesn't just reveal the sheer number of criminal illegal aliens, it delves into the disturbing nature of their crimes. The report details convictions for a range of offenses, including assault, rape, drug trafficking, and even murder. These are not mere misdemeanors. They are serious crimes that threaten the fabric of our society. The report reveals that over 60,000 of these individuals have been convicted of assault. A staggering 16,000 have convictions for rape. These figures should shock the conscience of every American. Yet the Biden administration continues to release these criminals into our communities, putting innocent lives at risk. The administration's catch-and-release policies are a travesty. Instead of detaining and deporting criminal aliens, they are being set free to potentially re-offend. This is not compassion, it's recklessness. It's a betrayal of the American people, who deserve to live in safe and secure communities. The report's findings are a wake-up call. We must demand accountability from our elected officials. We must demand an end to the reckless policies that have allowed this crisis to fester. The safety and security of our nation depend on it. The ICE report exposes the role of sanctuary cities and states in shielding criminal illegal aliens from justice. These jurisdictions, run by radical leftist politicians, have become havens for lawbreakers. They obstruct ICE's efforts to enforce immigration laws, putting their citizens in harm's way. Sanctuary policies vary, but they share a common theme: defiance of federal immigration law. They prohibit local police from cooperating with ICE, even when dealing with dangerous criminals. They refuse to honor ICE detainer requests, releasing criminals back onto the streets. These policies are a direct assault on the rule of law. ICE officials have repeatedly warned about the dangers of sanctuary cities. They argue that these policies embolden criminal aliens, making communities less safe. The report cites numerous instances where sanctuary policies have prevented ICE from detaining criminals, including those convicted of violent crimes. The blood of their victims is on the hands of sanctuary city politicians. Sanctuary cities are not about compassion, they are about ideology. They are about prioritizing illegal aliens over the safety and security of American citizens. This reckless disregard for public safety must end. We must hold these sanctuary cities accountable for their role in harboring criminals and undermining the rule of law. The elected officials in these cities need to be immediately removed from office and charged with treason. They have violated their oath of office. Section 4, Public Safety undermined by lax immigration enforcement. The ICE report paints a grim picture of the state of public safety under the Biden administration. Their open border policies have unleashed a wave of criminality across the country. Drug trafficking, human smuggling, and gang violence are on the rise, fueled by the influx of illegal aliens. The report's findings are a stark reminder that illegal immigration is not a victimless crime. It has real and devastating consequences for American communities. It strains our resources, overwhelms our social services, and fuels crime and violence. The Biden administration's refusal to acknowledge these realities is appalling. The administration's focus on dismantling immigration enforcement and demonizing ICE agents has created a climate of lawlessness. Morale among Border Patrol agents is at an all-time low. They are overwhelmed, demoralized, and hamstrung by the administration's policies. The result is a border in chaos and a nation at risk. The American people deserve better than this. We deserve leaders who will prioritize our safety and security. We deserve a government that will enforce our laws, secure our borders, and protect our citizens. The Biden administration has failed on all counts. Section 5. The Biden administration's role in the immigration crisis. The ICE report lays bare the devastating consequences of the Biden administration's immigration policies. Their open border agenda has fueled a humanitarian crisis at the border and a public safety crisis across the country. The administration's actions are not just misguided, they are dangerous and reckless. From day one, the Biden administration has signaled its hostility to immigration enforcement. They halted construction of the border wall, ended the Remain in Mexico policy, and narrowed the criteria for ICE arrests and deportations. These actions have sent a clear message to the world. America's borders are open. The results have been catastrophic. Illegal crossings have surged to record highs. The cartel's control over the border has strengthened, leading to increased drug trafficking, human smuggling, and violence. The administration's policies are directly responsible for this chaos. The Biden administration's immigration agenda is not about compassion, it's about power. They are deliberately dismantling immigration enforcement to flood the country with future Democrat voters. They are willing to sacrifice the safety and security of American citizens for political gain. This is a betrayal of the public trust of the highest order. This constitutes high crimes and misdemeanors, an impeachable offense, and can be considered treasonous. Section 6. Lawmakers demand action, accountability for failed policies. The release of the ICE report has sparked outrage and calls for action from citizens and lawmakers across the country. They are demanding accountability from the Biden administration for their failed immigration policies, which have allowed this crisis to spiral out of control. The American people deserve answers. Lawmakers from both sides of the aisle are expressing concern about the report's findings. They are demanding hearings, investigations, and immediate action to address the threat posed by criminal illegal aliens. The time for complacency is over. The safety of our communities is at stake. Some lawmakers are calling for the impeachment of Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas, who they accuse of dereliction of duty. They argue that Mayorkas has deliberately sabotaged immigration enforcement and endangered the American people. His actions, they say, warrant removal from office, and they are correct, but he was following orders. The people giving those orders are the ones that really need to be tried for treason. The calls for accountability are growing louder. The American people are fed up with the Biden administration's open border policies and their disastrous consequences. They are demanding change, and they are demanding it now. The time for excuses is over. The time for action is now. Calls for increased funding and policy changes to protect Americans. The ICE report underscores the urgent need for increased funding and policy changes. We need to empower our Border Patrol agents and restore order at the border. Fully fund ICE and Customs and Border Protection. These agencies need resources to do their jobs effectively. This includes funding for personnel, technology, and infrastructure. Close loopholes that allow criminal illegal aliens to evade justice. End sanctuary city policies and reform the asylum process. Restore the deterrent effect of our immigration laws. Fully enforce deportation orders and end catch and release. This is actually an easy fix. Close the border with the military. Authorize lethal force, finish the border wall, arrest and deport all criminal aliens. Anyone who came across the border is illegal. Deport them all. Don't break up families. If both your parents are illegal, you get to go with them. I don't care where you were born. All assets owned by illegals get seized and sold at auction, with all money raised given to fund the border. Any person giving employment or housing to an illegal will have all of their assets seized and also sold at auction, with proceeds going to border security. Any politician who supports illegals through policy decisions is to be removed from office. All assets are to be seized, and they will be charged with treason. Is this extreme? Yes, but it is necessary to secure the American dream for those that deserve it. Fully enforce deportation orders and end catch and release. The safety and security of our nation depend on it. We must act now to secure our borders and protect our citizens. The future of our nation hangs in the balance.